I'm too tired for this shit. I'm too tired for this shit. I'm too tired of this. Rangers lose 2-1 to the Los Angeles Kings in game 45 of the regular season. Well, do I need to show up? Do I need to? Because they didn't show up. Do I need to show up? Because I watched them take half the game off. So do I get a pass? Do I have to show up and do work? Can I just sit here and sit back and just, let the stream run, not say a word? Because they didn't show up for a half hour. Why do I have to show up for a half hour to do this? Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. It's the same song and dance. The offense was just even worse tonight, though. That's what's even crazier. For an offense that already struggles to finish their scoring opportunities, for an offense that struggles already to generate scoring opportunities, they went almost 30 minutes without a shot at 5v5. I mean, that's just amazing, isn't it? That's just incredible. The defense wasn't that bad, but a lot of that is because of the fact that LA just sat their ass back and knew they had the game in the bag, because this was the easiest 2 points of their life. They've seen the film. Anybody that watched that New Jersey series knows the story. All they had to do was capitalize on their opportunities when Keandre Miller doesn't know how to play the puck, turns it over in the neutral zone. Then you split the D if you're, I don't even remember who it was, nor do I even care. But you just split the D there, and then doesn't matter. And then Miller tries to clear the puck out, hands it right to Quinton Byfield in front of the net. Easy goal. All you have to do is capitalize on your opportunities, sit your happy ass back, and just trap and you win against this team. Why? Because they're the slowest offense I've seen in my life. Nick Bonino sitting in the press box clearly isn't enough. Why? Because this team is not good in transition. They haven't been good in transition. What else is new? Mika Zibanejad, I watched him fall over at least 50 times tonight. I watched Chris Kreider. Congratulations on scoring the goal. Nice to see you score 5v5. Now are you going to take another 10 games off when pretty much you were absent the rest of the game outside of that goal? Didn't see him moving his feet at all. And then what else is new? I mean, Artemi Panarin, he looked invisible. That second line's cooling down. Lafreniere had a chance right in front of the net. Doesn't lift the puck there. Trocheck, I mean, he was not really noticeable either. It wasn't noticeable either. You had guys that were visible on the defensive side of the puck. The offense, though, you're kidding and lying to yourself if you're accepting this type of play. But again, a lot of the defense visibly looked appealing because LA had the easiest job in the world. This was not even a contest. This didn't feel like a 2-1 game. The Rangers just didn't, there was no compete here. The whole no quit in New York thing should be no compete in New York, because you took half the game off. Half the game. Disgusting. It's disgusting. Yeah, the Panarin that played in the New Jersey series showed up tonight. Because the only time you notice Panarin is when he hit Lafreniere in the face with the puck, right? It's pretty much the only time you notice him. And, maybe you could give him credit for the play along the boards before the goal. No, Adrian Kempe gave that on a silver platter. It was Kempe, right? Yeah, Kempe gave it right on a silver platter to Zibanejad over to Fox. Kreider had the open net back door. I'm just so aggravated. I'm a broken record. They simply don't compete on certain nights. They don't play good enough defensive efforts on certain nights. And when LA had the chances, they capitalized. The lapses were horrendous. That play by Keandre Miller, man, this is a continuous thing That play by Braden Schneider in front of the net. That can't happen. That can't happen. I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. You can't even hang your hat on the fact that they had possession in the third period. Why? Because they generated a whole one high danger chance in that third period. LA had this on lock. They had it on lock. This wasn't even a contest. This wasn't. Am I supposed to be moved if they beat the Anaheim Ducks tomorrow, by the way? That's a genuine question. Like, if they beat the Ducks, cool. Are we moved? Are we moved if they beat the Ducks? Because you just have this over and over again. You just have this over and over again against better teams. And the Kings are a team in a slump right now, and you don't take advantage. At this rate, will you beat the Ducks? Will you? Because you lost to Vegas, who is missing 7 of their starters. You beat Chicago. Congratulations there, right? Congratulations on beating Chicago. You barely beat Washington. You lost to Washington. You got smoked by St. Louis. You got smoked by Vancouver. Got lost to Montreal, too. Got smoked by Carolina. This has been such a hideous month of hockey. What do we do? What do we do or say here? Because we're getting to the point where this was the lighter part of the schedule. This was the lighter part of the schedule. What's going to happen in March? Because getting guys at the deadline is putting a Band-Aid over this thing, it feels like. Until I see systematic changes, you're putting a Band-Aid over the issues if you're giving up assets at the deadline. You're putting a Band-Aid over it. This is... we repeat this over and over again, that it's systematic issues. Time and time again. Guys not competing and guys not showing up. And just poor efforts. Just poor efforts. You can't even is there anything to hang your hat on? Outside of maybe if you want to hang your hat on Fox and Lindgren having a solid game, you can maybe hang your hat on that. That's really about it. But what does it matter? What does it matter? When the offense is just going to no-show. If I'm Jonathan Quick, I'm livid. You know what? That's the other highlight. Jonathan Quick. I'd be livid if I was Jonathan Quick right now in that dressing room. That's the performance in my return to LA. That's what you give me in front of me. Okay. And yeah, Zach Jones. You know what? He broke up a breakaway. Bravo to Zach Jones. But let's not forget, too, he was spinning like a ballerina on that first goal. This team cannot convert on the power play anymore. They just can't. Their penalty was a solid 1 for 1. 1 for 1. I'm aggravated. And I'm not even going to go further in depth with this because, again, I could just do... It feels like I'm on repeat here with these games. It feels like I'm on repeat. Need to break up Kreider and Zibanejad 5v5. Defensive lapses are an issue. Miller's inconsistent. Trouba can't break the puck out. This team can't break the puck out. Zibanejad falling all over the ice. Power play not playing good enough. penalty kill not good. I mean, I guess that's not true tonight. Goaltending at least good enough tonight. Jonathan Quick was good enough tonight. I feel like a broken record though. You get the point. It's like I'm going round and round here. I'm going round and round here. I have no appetite for this game tomorrow. No appetite. If anyone wants to call in, I'm putting the link in the chat. I'm putting the link in the chat if anyone wants to join in on the stream. And yeah, I could put the post-game reaction of any of the last 2 weeks and no one would notice, other than you saying the wrong team name a few times. Yeah, and occasionally the goal scores, yeah. Yeah, the lines need to be broken up. Yeah. Yeah. I just have no idea what to say anymore. At this point, you have to change the lines. Like, what does it hurt at this point? You have to. You have to, you have to, you have to. Laviolette says the team should be angry. Good. Yeah, good. But you know what? You know what? As much as I love Laviolette, and as much as I trust him behind the bench, when are we going to start seeing the actions on the ice? It's just words over and over again with the same group. 2020, you get waxed by Carolina. Oh, we're disgusted by that. We need to be better. You come out the next year, you miss the playoffs, and you have the Tom Wilson incident. You have the whole statement, oh, we're disgusted with how we are as a team. We need to start sticking up for one another. You give up assets to get Ryan Reeves. You overpay Barclay Goodrow because intangibles. You trade your right winger, your top line right winger, for a bruising or somewhat young, if you want to say, player in Sammy Blais. You get a fourth liner in Sammy Blais. You bring in Jared Tenorti and Patrick Nemeth on the back end. You go into that. Oh, we're disgusted. We blew a 2-0 lead to Tampa. We'll be better next year. The year after, what happens? Well, first of all, before I even get to the playoffs, you first enter a territory where Gerard Gallant almost lost his job in December, was one loss against the St. Louis Blues away from losing his job at that point of the season. Then you go up 2-0 against New Jersey. And what do? Oh, well, we're disgusted by it. We'll be better. This is better, right? This is better, I'm sure. Trouba, we're going through it a little bit right now. There's no magic answer to get out of this. We just have to look at each other. We all have to bring a little more. Holy shit. Holy shit. There's no magic answer. There's no magic. What is the answer? You're the fucking captain. What do you fucking mean? There's no answer, though. I can't believe it. And he was laughing while saying it? Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's cute. Don't tell me he actually said that, Steven. I know that you might be messing about the good start thing. Please tell me you're messing with me with that. We have in the room though. We have Matt waiting in the room. We have Luca waiting in the room. I'm just gonna bring both in.
Oh my god.
Good job, boys.
Can't do this shit anymore.
Good job.
Jacob Trouba's a joke of a captain.
You should be fucking stripped of the
This shit
captaincy
is
right now.
this shit. I'm just sick. I can't watch these games anymore.
I'm in disbelief.
This month is just like, oh.
I'm in disbelief that he just said that. I'll put the link in the chat again, Steven, if you want to join in.
Hey, but guys, don't worry. Chris Kreider scored a
Oh,
goal
yeah.
at 5v5. Yeah. First one in what, 7 fucking games, and I'll probably go 10 more games
This
without
is so
scoring
dumb.
one. It's a joke. It's a fucking joke.
I might not even watch the game tomorrow. I'm not motivated.
If this wasn't, I wouldn't blame people anymore. I'm at the point where I can't fault people if they don't want to watch this. I'm at the point where what's wrong with you guys? This is my gig. What are you guys still doing here? Like, what is
I'm
wrong
sick.
with you?
I'm a sick fan. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm mentally fucked up in the head. I like to torture myself, so.
All right, I just have something to say. So this season, especially, Zibanejad is really starting to piss me off, just with his lack of production at 5v5. But just it recently dawned on me on how fucking ludicrous the idea of Mika March is. Can you tell me another team in a top division? I'll go even further. Another team at a top 3 division spot, everywhere else in the league that has a 1 seed notorious for not showing up until like fucking 60 games in. That's crazy to me.
I mean, that's another point that I didn't even think of. But yeah, the whole Mika March thing. Woohoo, let's celebrate a guy that shows up, doesn't show up until the 60th game of the season. Let's throw a party. And I have bad news for you. If they lose to the Ducks, nothing's going to change. They're still on a road trip. Nothing would change until after the road trip. And again, what are you going to do? Oh, let's make a trade and just slap a Band-Aid over the issues.
Hey, there's a reason why there's 60 more centers in front of him in terms of 5v5 goals this year. There's a reason. It's not a coincidence. The guy's a fucking loser, and him and his fucking boyfriend keep dragging down this team at 5v5. And again tonight, we saw again. I know they scored. But why again was Panarin put on that line with Mika and Kreider? Why can't they be split up? What's the obsession with those two at 5v5 that it seems like no matter what they do, they can't be broken up? It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, they can't even produce when Panarin's on their line with them. That's the insane part. That's how bad they are at 5v5.
Yeah, like Steven said, you could put David Pasternak on that line. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. And now the second line's cooling off. And what did we say all year? What have we been saying all year? What happens when the second line cools off? What happens?
Hey, wasn't I called negative when I said 5 goals and 20 shots wasn't sustainable? They had 23. Why didn't they score 6 tonight? Where were the goals?
I can't believe Trouba said that. I'm not over Trouba's comment.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, come on.
That I can't understand how this guy has the C on his sweater. That's your answer? We're going through it. There's no magic answer to get out of it. We have to look at each other and we all have to bring a little more.
I'm sorry. That's
what our captain says after a loss where they went nearly 30 minutes without a shot at 5v5 and 20 minutes or so without a shot in general.
I think I could get a better response from fucking Chat GPT if I asked them to respond to a loss.
So, Core and Matt, tonight's game was a lot of fun for me to watch.
How many was the final?
Yeah, what was the final for the ads?
probably like
So For people not aware, we last night after the recording, we started talking about how many ads there are during a broadcast, and we tried to predict like the number of ads, like total ads, and then car brands that are mentioned. So Core had 7 car sponsorships, 18 total sponsorships. Matt had 8 car sponsorships, 17, and I had 9 and 19. After what feels like a 6-hour task, taking screenshots every time something came up, 26 total brands during the broadcast, 11 car brands.
Yeah, I
So-
lowballed it.
Yeah,
We underestimated it.
we weren't familiar with their game.
Yep. I mean, that would have been more entertaining than dialing into this shit. Lobby
look,
it's. What were you saying?
Only reason tonight was entertaining for me is because I was doing this.
Laviolette says it's obviously a big night for John, but it was a big night for our group as well. Lots of reasons that we needed to be successful. Really? Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm speechless.
I think we're gonna need like a Trouba helmet throw. If I'm being honest, like this is ridiculous.
No. Like, if
Just
you need
something
your
like
captain
a
to
Trouba
throw a
like
helmet
a
once a
trade or
year,
something. Like something needs. To
you
stop
have issues.
Yeah, you're not
So-
wrong. You have bigger issues if you need the captain to throw his helmet. This
I
is
don't
just.
know. Just something to spark, like a trade. I don't know what it has to be, but
I think a trade is just putting a band-aid over things, and we talked about it last night. If they're gonna continue to play like this, it's not. Why give up futures? Why give up futures for this when there is bigger? There's just way too many issues that I can't justify as a fan. See a reason there being justifiable reasons to make trades for futures. Management, I'd hope, is questioning the same.
A trade's not going to spark them. When you have your loser of a fucking captain coming out and saying that shit after an embarrassing performance like that, there's no trade fixing this. There's no
We
trade.
saw it. We saw it 2 years ago when they played the Devils and laid an egg after the deadline. That it's deeper than just getting assets. They had all the trade pieces that game. They had Kopp, they had Vetrano, they had Braun in the lineup. Granted, he looked like a dumpster fire, but they had Braun in the lineup. They had everybody in the lineup who they got at the deadline that year.
Don't forget Tyler Mott.
And Mott, yeah. And it didn't matter.
no, you're absolutely
Last
right.
year,
Definitely the
They
core.
get Tarasenko, they get Kane. On paper, that
And
is
Nikola.
Mikola too, yeah. I'm sorry, and Mott again. On paper, you have like arguably on paper one of the best rosters, if not the best. The Rangers have iced on paper at the very least. What the fuck did it matter? What did it matter?
It's like I said last night. Doesn't matter what you put around the core, as long as this core is here and it's going to stay intact like this. Don't fucking matter.
And I can't stand people criticizing those moves as if it was Tarasenko and Kane not showing up to play. It was the rest of the guys. It was the core players not showing up. I remember Kane and Tarasenko scoring or getting points.
Yeah. And what between Lafreniere, Zibanejad, Panarin, you had like 3 or 4 points in the playoffs. Kane had more points than all 3 of those guys. Tarasenko had the same amount as those guys. This is just I don't even know. It's like I'm getting aggravated when I shouldn't, because it's the same shit. I don't know why I keep getting aggravated when it's the same thing. And yeah, Kreider and Zibanejad need to at least be broken up for now, because they're not going to be able to trade one of them, or both of them even now. They have to just split them up at 5v5 at the very least. They need to take Mika off the first power play unit too. Well, it's time to put Lafreniere up there. And I agree with you, Alexander, that this team doesn't deserve to trade assets at the deadline to get better. You know what? Maybe Drury just will bring Heedle back and count as the deadline ad. Maybe that will just be it. And I wouldn't hate it. You don't give up assets. You get a guy and, oh, well, if it works, it works. Because that's pretty much what they're doing at this point with this roster. Let's just throw shit at a wall and see if it sticks.
Now that right there is what I call a Brian Cashman move. Jesus.
Yeah.
Get a guy back from injury, call that your deadline acquisition.
Yeah, it's a Mets move, too, with when they would do that with DeGrom. Yeah, I'm with you too, Anthony. I can't give thoughts without sounding like a broken record anymore. It's the same thing.
The Rangers had 2 shots on goal in the first period.
Yes.
Yeah, that was something else.
And how long between the shots there and their first and then their next shot? How long was that gap?
I think it was like 22 minutes.
22 minutes.
Yeah,
22.
minutes.
And
Good job,
Jacob
guys.
Trouba said, we got off to the start we wanted.
We're winning it.
Maybe he was talking about last game.
Yeah, where the fuck was he coming with that from?
Yeah, I'm just realizing what the fuck is he even trying to say there?
Wait, you weren't
Maybe he's
joking.
talking about the
Wait, you weren't
season as a
joking.
whole.
He actually said that.
Yeah, I think Bro went back.
He
in
did.
time.
He did. They on the post game they showed the locker room interview with Jacob Trouba.
Strip him of the fucking captaincy right now.
Oh my god! You know,
I was
yeah.
confusing this game and last game, I guess. I was like, okay.
Trouba. You know how
I'm
much moving Trouba would help this team? Like the cap hit is just, oh my god. Like, they could do so much if they move Trouba.
They could get
crazy.
2 players that do 10 times more than he ever will for that same amount of money.
Who was Trouba in Winnipeg? Like even then, like.
I'm baffled right now. I still refuse to believe he said that. I need this clip right now. I need this clip.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am unable to rewind it because I was watching on MSG Plus, and you can only watch live. But if someone has to put the post game show on their DVR or something,
I'm waiting for the Rangers to upload it, maybe, because they just uploaded Quick's post game. He said they got off to a good start.
yeah, unless I misheard, that's what he said.
Maybe his pregame routine was feeling good, I guess. I don't know. It's such a dumb thing to say.
That was ridiculous.
When did he think?
17 goals in the last 2 periods
feel
and
so
win that
bad
game
for
like
Quick.
crazy? That'd still be a dumb fucking thing to say.
I hope he means a good start to the season. If he
Maybe.
I hope it's that, because if it's to this game that he means it, oh my god.
We have issues.
This team has issues that need to be addressed more than you could even imagine, Shay. And yeah, Mika's one-timer's not effective on the power play because the guy can't hit the net this year.
Fucking can't even stay on his own 2 feet. How the
How
fuck
many
you?
times did he fall
He's the
tonight? Did
opposite
anyone
of
count?
Mark Williams with his layup efficiency. He's constantly hitting the backboard instead. It's just bricks.
Did
Yep,
anyone
and no
fall?
movement clauses for everyone. That's the reward.
Yeah, so I was doing Twitter Spaces during the game today, and there was one guy in the space who, like, I disagree with him, but it did bring up an interesting point. He thinks that Laviolette has already lost the locker room, which I disagree with, but my response to that was, if Laviolette, one of the best coaches in NHL history, has lost his locker room 3 months in, I would rather buy out Trouba, Kreider, and Zibanejad before I would think about replacing the coaching staff.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
I said the same. I said something similar. I didn't say the buyout part, but people in the chat have mentioned it too. They would say, "Do you think Laviolette's lost the room?" Or they would be like, "Laviolette's lost the room." If he has lost the room, then you have to chop heads off, because this is 3 coaches for this core. What the fuck do they want?
If Laviolette has lost the room, the problem is the room.
Remember our last night's episode when Phil brought up that point about the Caps and that last season before they're going to get rid of Trotz, and they were saying how this is your last chance. This is why that wouldn't work with this fucking core, because they're a bunch of spineless fucking pussies. They have no balls. This team, this group, this core doesn't have what it takes to compete at the highest level to win a cup.
There's at the moment, there's no one on this team with a letter on the jersey that deserves to wear it.
That's what I've been saying.
The only player, the only one that deserves to wear it based on his performance is Panarin, but wearing a letter is not just pick your 3 best players. It's about leadership. It's about being vocal, and Panarin's not vocal. Right now, this team is rudderless on the ice. And I said this last night, right? Aside from Panarin and maybe Fox, every big contract on the team would be a complimentary player on a cup winning team.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is the energy you get from the old expansion teams when the Minnesota Wild joined the league, and there's just no cohesion, there's no philosophy. It's just we'll go out there and see what happens. And tonight's game, there was no effort.
No, they're a group of individuals. The only one for themselves.
Train at Planet Fitness.
I don't know if anyone noticed after the game when most of the Ranger players were already in the locker room, Panarin was still on the ice, and you could see his frustration.
Yeah, I didn't notice. I shut that off immediately.
The only player that showed frustration was Panarin. But I'm pretty sure Kreider and Zibanejad did their high fives and a little dance.
They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit.
No.
Yeah.
The Rangers as an organization are just a nice, cushy retirement home. You play a couple of good seasons, you get rewarded with a fat paycheck for the next 8 years, and there's no expectation. Mika Zibanejad has a no-move clause until the 3rd week of February in 2030. His no-move clause expires a week before the trade deadline in his final season.
Yeah, Trouba said that they got off to the start they wanted to.
So I didn't mishear that. He actually said that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking clown.
And then said they played good in the second and third too.
And the 2 shots didn't even come till after half of the first period. They came in the second half of the first, right?
No, they came in the first 4 minutes of that first period.
Oh.
Yeah, but then their third shot was 22 minutes after the second shot.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah, that's just that can't happen.
They didn't get their third shot off until 27 minutes into the game.
But don't worry, guys. We had 9 blocks in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Don't worry, they're in first place still.
Yeah, don't worry. We're in first place.
I don't know what the fuck Keandre Miller was doing on the second goal.
Yeah, that's...
At this point, there should be lower expectations than seeing a cup. There should be.
If you want to see the cup, fly to Toronto. The Hall of Fame is a fun thing to visit.
Yeah, it is fun. It is fun. I went there. I could vouch. Yeah, go to the Hall of Fame if you want to see the cup.
By the way, Cor, you know that's the reason why the Hall of Fame is in Toronto, right? So Maple Leafs fans can see a Stanley Cup in their lifetime.
They might have to change it to here.
They may have to open a second location in New York City. Yeah.
Yeah. They might have to like split the weeks here. Like every week, every other week they switch where the cup is. Kreider definitely showed frustration at the post-game interview.
I didn't see it. I didn't see frustration. It was just media training at its finest. The answers are so rehearsed. You can literally predict the script for these post-game interviews before they happen.
Kreider is a Derek Jeter talker with no championships. Yeah, and then he performs like Alex Rodriguez, where he just doesn't show up in the clutch.
Yeah, pro athletes are like politicians.
Someone wants to know where you got the Othman jersey.
Oh, I actually got it from like right after the Rangers drafted Brennan Othman. I reached out to his former team in Switzerland and asked if there was a way that I could like purchase a custom jersey with his name on it, and they couldn't produce them anymore, but they still had his home and away jersey from that season, so they sent it to me. I only had to pay for shipping, so
Not bad.
pretty cool to have. Yeah. It's actually Othman's uncle told me that those are the only two jerseys that Othman doesn't have from his career. So
Hey,
yeah.
you know what? You know what happened? You put in an effort. You see what happens when you put in an effort? Sometimes you get what you want when you put the effort in.
Like I just send an email. Worst thing that can happen is that you don't get a response. So, oh well. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I have the white one here as well, by the way.
I kind of like the white more. I kind of miss the white more.
I really like that they have the whole skyline of the town on the fabric.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Dylan. Yeah. How could they play well and just stop? That part is mind-boggling. How do you do something well and then move away from that? Well, I mean, it's just, to me, it's simple, but I'm at the end of the day, I'm not in the room, so I can't speak for it. But it's been a problem since after that win against Boston, and they, in my opinion, they beat Boston, who's a top team, in a high-scoring match. And they were like, you know what? If we could beat Boston that way, we could beat anyone that way. We could take nights off. Defense could be optional. But
arrogance. They thought, we could beat them this way. We don't got to work. We don't got to back check. We don't got to put in the effort. We'll just show up, get a couple shots.
The problem is they don't have the leadership to tell them, wake the fuck up and stop playing that way.
Well, the thing is, how can you, as a leader, tell your teammates to play better when you suck ass yourself?
Yeah, that's the point too. That's what we talked about too.
True.
Who do these players look up to?
And this is also with the whole, we always talk. Well, we don't, but people always talk about cup winning pedigree. This player brings the experience to the team because he won 2 cups. Cup winning experience is useless if you're talking about third pair defensemen and fourth line players. Get me a guy who played in the top 6 and actually helped a team win a cup. We didn't
want that guy.
Get me Ryan O'Reilly.
No, we didn't want that guy. In fact, he put up more points than most of the players in the playoffs that we didn't want to bring him back, and we were more content with Blake Wheeler.
Prime.
Well, every time this comes up, we talk about Goudreau, we talk about Blake. Do you think that in 1994 teams were lining up to sign Greg Gilbert and Nick Kyprios because they won a cup with the Rangers? No.
Nope. to answer this question, when we'll see 93 and 20 split up, the earliest is 2024, 2025. The latest, if you're lucky, is 2027, 2028 when Chris Kreider is a UFA. Outside of that, you probably will not see the two of them split up.
I want to see the captains of like the last 5 to 10 cup winners because I can guarantee you most of them are either the like hardest working guy or the best guy on that team.
The last 5 cup winners, cup winning captains: Mark Stone,
Landeskog,
Landeskog for Colorado,
Stamkos
twice for Tampa,
Pietrangelo,
and then Pietrangelo for St. Louis and Ovechkin for Washington.
Yeah.
Crosby, and then
Crosby twice, then Taves, then was it Dustin Braun?
Dustin Brown,
then Taves again, then Dustin Braun, then
Chara,
Chara for the Bruins, then Taves again in 2010, then Crosby in 09. Was it Lidstrom for Detroit in 08?
Lidstrom,
Yeah.
Then
Scott Niedermayer.
Niedermayer. Oh, it wasn't Getzlaff. Yeah, Niedermayer in 07.
It was a
and
lockout.
then Brind'Amour in 06.
Man.
Before that was the...
Jacob Trouba really sounds like a guy that could enter that list. Man. Ooh. He'd fit right into that list.
Yeah, with quotes like that, he's well on his way.
You know, have you ever looked at the players that were captains in Buffalo and Florida? There are some names. There are some names on those lists where Trouba would fit in.
Yeah, Buffalo's had like 20 captains in the last 17 years or something. I saw a graphic about that.
Yeah, Kyle Poso, Brian Giunta, Steve Ott, Thomas Vanek, Jason Pominville, Greg Rivet, Jochen Hecht. It's mediocrity all around, man. And then Florida had guys like Derek McKenzie and Willie Mitchell and Olli Jokinen. Oh, Scott Mellanby. Remember him?
Mediocre and the Rangers, those two definitely go together.
But we're in first, yeah, that's okay.
I just don't see it with this leadership group.
Nope.
No.
And
They're not.
the idiot I am continues to get aggravated. but Trouba train. But he throws the big hits. But Gerard Gallant called him the modern day Scott Stevens.
When the Rangers hit their first power play, they had 2 shots on goal, and both came from Jacob Trouba. That is. Oh, and like I know technically he's correct, but John Giannone calling the Rangers power play the second best in the league is very misleading when they rank, I think, until like a couple of days ago, they ranked like 17 in the last month and a half.
Wow, 2:09 a.m. What is wrong with us? Horrible games, useless captain, and more trouble in Bromanceville. That's the best comment I think we've had ever in these post games. Yeah, that's a fair question. We're sick. We're sick, and it's even later for Steven.
You want to know what's even more insane? We get to do this in 16 hours again.
It's 10 past 7 in the morning.
Fuck you. Yeah, we get to do it all over again in 16 hours, and then we get to do it all over again. What, another like 48 after that? Oh,
when we lose to the tank team.
Oh, if they lose to the Ducks,
they're
and
gonna.
the Sharks.
No. They're gonna. Like, come on.
Oh, we're losing to both the Ducks and Sharks because they're going to play down the competition again. It's because it's typical Rangers.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll grab a point in one of the games.
Look,
Maybe.
I'm by no means an expert on sports betting, but if you want to make money tomorrow, put money on Vetrano and Strong scoring a goal.
Yep.
And then on Tuesday for Duclair.
And we are not MSG Network, so we are not sponsored by any. We're not sponsored by any of the betting apps, unfortunately.
Dude, how could we possibly be sponsored? MSG doesn't have any money left after all these car brands that they have on the broadcast.
Oh, and guess who else we get to see on Tuesday?
Who else but David Quinn, baby?
Yep, David Quinn.
That would be just something else.
That's gonna be fun.
Torts has guys playing for him and for each other, and Laviolette's stuck with the mentality weakest or the mentally weakest players in the league. Yeah. It's not his fault. It's not his fault that, like, at some point, it's we keep saying it's the boy who cried wolf. Like, it's.
So can we go over all the sponsors for tonight? This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, do it. This is better than talking about the game. I'd rather that.
All right, so count with me, guys. We started off with Montefiore Einstein Game Night. Then we had the Delta MSG Studios. We had the FanDuel Live Odds Last Minute Look, followed by the Rangers Kings game presented by Chase, the Kia card where they zoned in on Jonathan Quick, the Audi goaltending matchup, the Infosys stat line, the Cadillac trivia question, the Bud Light Glass Pass, the Honda intermission report, closed captioning presented by New York Lottery, the MSG 150 presented by Audi. We had a Dell commercial in split screen. Then we had the Power Play presented by Volkswagen.
Yep. We
had a split screen commercial for Caesar's Palace. We had Jersey Mike's A Sub Above, the Infinity intermission report, the Hyundai second period summary, the Mucinex kickstart moment of the game, the GMC keys to the game, the Defender defensive play of the game, the Lexus third period highlight, the Mercedes-Benz post-game show, and the CDW film room.
I got 26.
26 brands in total, 18 car brands. Yep.
Man, no mattress firm tonight. I'm fucking disappointed.
I was kind of hoping to see the mattress firm, but
yeah, that was the. It would have been very appropriate with how much they fell asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
Like the one time it's appropriate, they don't use it. So the mattress firm peak performance is only reserved for games they're winning. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, they didn't do the 4-goal replay either.
I mean, there wasn't really an opportunity there.
No. Oh, well.
We'll get them tomorrow, boys. We'll get them tomorrow. They're in first place for a reason. In 16 hours, we're going to be talking about 2 points in the standings.
Yeah, for Anaheim.
For the Rangers, because they're in first place. We're going to be talking about Kreider and Zibanejad putting up a combined 10 points at 5v5. That's what we're going to be talking about.
Did you guys see the graph they showed before the game?
Which one?
No.
The split the difference.
No.
The first 22 games.
What was that presented by?
Nope.
It wasn't sponsored.
Surprise.
First 22 games compared to the last 22 games.
Oh yeah, actually I did see this. Yeah.
17-4-1 compared to 11-10-1. 773 win percentage compared to a 500 win percentage. 54 goals against compared to 72 goals against. Save percentage went down from 918 to 883. But we're still in first place, guys.
We're in first place, guys. So
Yeah, we may show up. They may show up tomorrow. They might.
Yeah, I thought we got off to a good start. I thought we got unlucky, hit a couple posts, but
I hope they enjoy going to Disneyland tomorrow. Hope they enjoy it.
Matt, they got the start they wanted. That's all that matters.
they got the start they wanted.
Yep.
2 shots in the first period. 2 shots in the first 25 minutes. That's the start we wanted.
I'm gonna laugh if I see pictures of them in Disneyland tomorrow before the game. It would be very appropriate with how Mickey they are.
Yeah, they'll be there with Mickey.
Yeah. And Owen fell on the power play, by the way.
And Kane will be there with his not many jerseys.
Yeah, Kane will be there with his not many jerseys. Yeah.
First source.
Mike Tomlin at an hour and 40-second timestamp on the Pivot podcast for Mika and Kreider getting 5v5 points. Yeah. Jacob Trouba walking Donnie in Disneyland. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to take the newborn out to Disneyland, and then we head back, did some art, and got ready for the game.
Oh, we're getting that picture of Trouba and not Trouba, Kreider and Mika kissing in front of the Disney castle. It's gonna happen with the fireworks in the background.
Reverse Mike Tomlin, AB.
And then we'll just see Mika getting onto one knee and proposing.
I was furious when they took family trips on the LA beaches during the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, at least that team had heart.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of our favorite insider, he wants Marc Messier to take over as head coach.
So he could help recruit Kane back so he doesn't wear as many jerseys. Oh, God.
My internet keeps cutting out, but I'm going to say that Trouba impression was spot on.
I'm improving more and more with it. The first few years it wasn't as good, but the more and more I hear his voice and hear his voice cracking, it's like the more I get it down pat. I wish I could do Lafreniere's voice because I have to study it more because he says for sure a lot. Like I just have every other word has to be or phrase has to be for sure.
For sure.
Oh, for sure.
Guys, I got my helmet. Where do you want me to throw it? I got it right here.
Throw the helmet. I'm going to end the post-game stream here, though. I don't have much more to say. I have no desire to talk more about this game because we have to do this all over again in a couple hours.
I have one thing to say before we wrap it up.
So
we're still in first place in the division.
Still in first place. Tomorrow they're going to get 2 points and be at 60 on the year. Zibanejad and Kreider are going to get 55 points combined tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be a great win tomorrow. It's going to be a great win. Leave a like if you enjoyed the stream. Subscribe for that extra positivity. They got off to a good start. And, they're going to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah. The Anaheim Ducks lost to the San Jose Sharks, by the way.
But it's okay because last year Trouba threw a helmet. Jacob, that guy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I'm ending the stream there.
All right.
All right.